Good evening. Welcome to the Napoleon Memoirs. So glad to have you here. Tonight, we were lucky enough to throw some stones in public. Beautiful, carefully wrapped gift of gorgeous rainbow, corundum, sapphires, beautiful, beautiful bracelet was given away, and we got to watch it get snatched up because we put it on a live count. And hopefully we'll put that video up later. But it was put on a bench in front of a cam, and I think the lady in the car saw it happen, and she waited until some people walked by, and she came out, snatched it. It's really fun to see people have something out of the ordinary, a gift from who knows who. It's so nice to see something good happening. Hopefully, we can get the ball rolling, do lots of nice things for each other. And part of it is to issue currency. And I am trying to show that we can issue currency. This is something I'm very, very, very passionate about. I've expressed very many times on my blog how I feel that I have been held back and discriminated against as an honest person because the field that I happen to be interested in is media and writing and photography and art, and all of those kind of arts are what I feel like I'm meant to do. And every time I got a job in this field, my honesty became a huge problem every time. And I always ended up getting, I always felt mistreated. And then I was pushed out for one pretext or another. So a lot of where this is all coming from is that I don't see how a creative person can make a living under a system that demands dishonesty. And I guess it's better to be fooled because then you're not lying. So we're in a world where either we're fooled or we're in on it. And if that's the choice, I guess I'll take fooled, but neither. So that is actually a paradigm of, I want to say, scarcity. Basically, some people feel that they have to own everything to be safe, and the rest of us have to be held back and tricked and fooled and lied to, and they have to constantly throw barrels at our feet to keep us from catching up. And that is what I see left and right lately. All of these stories that, oh, it just so happens it holds us back, keeps us from commerce, keeps, in my case, I'm under house arrest because my mother took the injection that the television terrified her into taking, and then she died very quickly after that. And it was so mysterious that the police wanted to talk to my aunt about it. This woman died so suddenly that the police wanted to know about it in her town in Brazil. See, so they tell us that there's all these different countries that like to have wars with each other, but suddenly, when the publicists are all on the same page, so are all the countries. Isn't that interesting? Because I have been going to Brazil my whole life, and they're kind of hostile, actually, to Americans. I'm a full Brazilian citizen now, and that was difficult, and they wouldn't even give me choices about it. But I'm happy. I'm proud to be a Brazilian citizen. I'm honored to be a Brazilian citizen. It is a wonderful country. I do love Brazil. Brazil is a great country, anyway. But if you deal with the government or get a visa or anything, they're like hostile to Americans. And I certainly can see why, because the people who have hijacked the United States are extremely predatory in the third world. But please, all of you people in Brazil and South America and Africa, that's not us. And so much of why I do this project is to let all of you know in your beautiful countries, and I do respect your culture. I have lived in Brazil, and I know that the center of the world is not New York. There's all kinds of other things going on in the world. You're all being told that the Americans are doing this to you. It's not the Americans doing this to you. And that's why I fight so hard. So you guys will understand that I'm an American and I would never do these things to you. There's a group that's hijacked our structures and they put hooks in people, in the influential people. And then if people want to keep their jobs, they have to just kind of go along with whatever nonsense comes down from that hooked, compromised person. And that's why American imperialism is such a nightmare. It's not because of us Americans, it's because of this group that wears America as a mask. It's really British imperialism. And it's so complicated, but we're being framed for the crimes of other people. And I can't say that enough, that I would never want these horrible things to happen to your countries. And that is why I went through so much trouble to share Clinton Cash, which is about the exploitation of the world. And if you find out who's behind Hillary Clinton, it goes very quickly right back to the people that I'm always talking about. And England and the U.S., the blue bloods in the U.S., Germany, the royals in Germany. I can see them better now. And then there's all these kind of like secret society, Jesuit. It doesn't even matter what they're called, but then it's like the army is this, all of these kind of secret people, or they hide behind religions, and everything is to give you the opposite of impression of what they are. So if they're like a murderer, then they're like an art gallery owner, or if they're uh, really evil, they'll tell you it's a professor. It's always going to be like the total opposite. So it, that's the, what they're showing you is not going to be what they are. So it's this vast thing. I also put up the trial of Henry Kissinger and what's been done in the name of the United States by this German man. And my whole childhood, I didn't know he was German. They always gave me a different impression about him. But he's a Bavarian. And I had a Bavarian who wouldn't leave me alone. And I love Bavaria. I actually stayed in Bavaria. It makes me very sad. And the Illuminati's from Bavaria. And secret societies are very big in Germany. And have been playing a very, very, very scary role in history for quite some time. And it does have something to do with Germany. So as much as I love to talk and share information and to tell you how I feel, we're going to get into Italian, and hopefully I'll understand. I am from a Portuguese background, and Portuguese is quite similar to Italian. So I can understand a lot of it, but it's not a language I speak at all. But it is similar to Portuguese. There are a lot of similar words. And I always thought if I tried, I could probably learn Italian. And it was always like harder than I thought it was going to be because it sounds so similar to Portuguese. But they pronounce everything differently. It's phonetic, but not phonetic the way you think. It is phonetic. It's, oh my goodness. The G's. Every language is like so difficult with G's and J's too. Particularly G's. Every language. They're throwing you curveballs left and right with the G's. So I don't think I ever get them right. 492. Oh my goodness, I'm moving so slow now. The show changed. What can I do? You gotta roll with the changes. Where is this? This is a good question. All right. There you go. I'm just gonna have to jump in there. Let's do it. Parigi perseguiva egli sarebbe divenuto in pochi giorni una piazza inespugnabile. L'appello fatto alle nazioni, la gravità del pericolo, l'esaltamento degli animi, la grandezza dello spettacolo avrebbero da tutte le parti inviato uomini sopra, uomini in verso la capitale. Lo avrei senza mano radunato più di 400.000 soldati e penso che quelli degli aliati non oltrepassassero in 500.000 la questione sarà resa in allora ridotta ad uno solo cimento, il quale avrebbe dato da pensare così al nemico come a noi, esso avrebbe esitato ed io avrei riacquistata la confidenza della maggioranza. In frattanto io mi sarei circondato da una consulta o giunta nazionale tratta dal corpo legislativo. È tutto composto da nomi nazionali degni dell'universale fiducia. Avrei per tale modo raffermato la mia dittatura militare con tutta la forza delle opinioni civili. Avrei avuto la mia tribuna, la quale avrebbe bandito il prestigio dei nostri principi in tutta l'Europa. I sovrani avrebbero impallidito nel vedere il contagio propagarsi e guadagnare il popolo loro. Avrebbero tremato, trattato, sarebbero caduti sotto la preponderanza della grande idea di nazionalità e di libertà che aveva in animo di incarnare dopo il trionfo della forza materiali. That's what I was looking for. I just read the same thing twice. Oh boy, I guess I'm gonna have to start again. Okay, let me continue. Ah, sir, esclamò noi ad una voce perché non avete tentato quanto avrebbe sortito infallibilmente un esito felice, perché ci troviamo noi qui prigionieri. Ebbene, eccovi anche voi, genovoli al biasimo, ed alla condanna. Ma se io vi mettessi davanti le probabilità contrarie, mutereste bentosto linguaggio e poi vi dimenticate che ragioniamo nell'ipotesi che il corpo legislativo si fosse riunito. E sapete invece quello che ne è accaduto? Certamente avrei potuto dischiuderlo. La Francia e l'Europa me ne danno forse biasimo e la posterità mi darà pure essa mala voce per non aver avuto la forza di disfarmene dopo la sua insurrezione. Dirassi che dovevo tutto me stesso ai destini di un popolo, il quale aveva fatto tutto per me, ma dischiogliendolo io poteva tutto al più sperare del nemico una capitolazione, e questa pure avrei ottenuto senza prima spargere molto sangue e mostrarmi tiranno. Non pertanto ne avevo formato il disegno. Nella notte del 20 e nel mattino del 21 mi accingevoci a determinazioni di straordinario vigore. Allora che prima del fare del giorno, quanti verranno saggi e prudenti uomini in Parigi vennero ad avvertirmi che non veniva pensarvi più, sia che tutti cercavano ansiosamente e ciecamente di ottenere una qualsivoglia accomodamento. Ma non torniamo da capo. Abbiamo anche parlato di troppo sopra un argomento che tocca la corda più dolorosa del mio cuore. Lo ripeto nuovamente. Alla storia spetta il definitivo e solenne giudizio. L'imperatore rientrò al suo appartamento ed an un sol cenno io lo seguitai. This is classic Napoleon. He's always talking about his schemes and what he should have done and what he did right and what he was doing wrong. And there's so many things I want to clear up about Napoleon. Not that anybody even thinks about Napoleon as much as I do, but there's all these ways that were used to try to get people to not respect him. And they call him a dictator and a tyrant and all these things like that. And I want to show people how his enemies were always maneuvering him into situations just like they do to us, where we end up doing things that we would have never done because we're being pressured and we're being influenced in a very negative way. So Napoleon, he was such a nice person, and he worked constantly to help people, and all he really wanted was to see France happy. This is gonna make me cry just think about it, but that's all he wanted. All he wanted to do was help people. He was like a saint. I mean, in his heart he was, but all of these circumstances made him so miserable that he would have to do things that he never wanted to do. For example, he did everything he could to establish peace in France, and he was never happier than when he made the peace with England in, I believe it was 1801, the Treaty of Amiens, and he was so happy. Like, Napoleon was not a happy person, he was a sad person. But that is what made him happy, the idea of peace. So when he's portrayed as this warmonger, and it's very hard for me to deal with it because it's so untrue. So every time Napoleon was getting ahead, he'd have another war thrown at him. And that's exactly what they do to us right now. They won't let us get ahead, and then they throw these things at us. Okay, so they're at war with us all of the time, just like they were at war with Napoleon. So whenever Napoleon was doing well and helping people, they would throw him another war. This is history, and it has to stop. We should never help them with anything they're doing. They're constantly warring on us. They're constantly trying to stop us. They literally pretend to be something they're not. Their entire lives are scams. Everything they're doing is a lie. They're only getting away with what they're doing through continual bullying and terrorism. And everything they're doing is so far outside of the law right now. It's like we wouldn't even know where to start. These people need to be dealt with. If they're so far out of, divine law, natural law, even Napoleon's civil code, that was those are fair laws. We actually have good laws in the United States, but I seem to be the only one really worried about it, that the laws aren't getting enforced. And we have, look, please don't come for me, but come for them, please. Don't come for me. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm actually trying to help. Please, 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 all of you DAs, all you people, don't come for me. Save us, because we just need law enforcement. We understand all the hooks that have been put in you people, and maybe you were even born into situations with hooks, and we have to change. And that's what I was trying to say before, a paradigm of scarcity versus a paradigm of abundance. So in their world, when we don't have things, that's fantastic for them because there isn't enough to go around. And they have to have everything. And if they don't have everything, then they won't be safe. That's a mentality of scarcity. That's the mentality that they have. Because the people who like own almost everything and issue our money have this like need to constantly trick people. And they're doing it all out of fear. It's all of, and this is where their religion is, right? If you get into, I have in no way studied their religion, but I couldn't miss learning how they fight us. That I could figure out. And they always fight us at the mental level. They hijack our brains. The hooks that they put in us are in our brains. They psych us out and they tell us that resistance is futile. They're constantly, and they certainly try to get this message to me. Resistance is futile. No matter what I do, I'll never win. I can't lose. I can't lose. Forget never win. I can't lose. Why can't I lose? Why am I so confident? Because I have my soul. I kept my soul. They didn't get my soul. I won. This war is over our souls. When they get your soul, they win. When you keep your soul, you win. Okay, so when you're dealing with money, it's just to get your soul. They get you so worked up about money, thinking that it's going to make you happy, and then they get your soul. And without your soul, you're never going to be happy. And look at all the rich people in the world who are the most miserable people imaginable. Oh, but they have a lot of money. Money does not buy happiness. Napoleon always said that. I could go on and on about this. Anyway, maybe ranted enough. I think so. Thank you so much for listening. I really do appreciate it. Good night.